Most of the world, the political left in particular, was blindsided by the results of the 2016 election. To say that some are having a hard time coming to terms with the words President Trump and what the next 4 to 8 years will bring would be an understatement. Those who told you that a Trump presidency was impossible were quick to remix the pre-election narratives, framing the Donald as something of a Hitler 2.0 and attempting to position themselves as leaders of a new resistance. Self-reflection still seems to be off the table. On the other end of the spectrum, you have those who took Trump's promises at face value and who actually believe he will make America great again, proclaiming the dawn of a new age of conservatism as the stock market rose to record highs before he actually took office. Let's just cut to the chase. Is Trump going to usher in a new era of prosperity and innovation, or is he going to be the one standing in the center ring when the circus tent comes down? Remember, some voted for Trump as a political Molotov cocktail. Trump is a businessman, you say. He's going to make things happen. Cut taxes, cut regulation, invest $1 trillion in infrastructure, including a ginormous wall, punish companies that move factories overseas, rebuild the military, restore relations with Russia, start a trade war with China, and a new arms race would create jobs. There's a lot to unpack there, and those debates are worth having. However, much of this hinges on a variable that Trump doesn't control: the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve has held interest rates at near zero for close to a decade. They also engaged in quantitative easing from 2009 to 2014, accumulating $4.5 trillion worth of mortgage-backed securities and treasury notes. This inflated stock and bond market bubbles of historic proportions. When a friendly face is in the White House, crashes are typically attributed to a war, terrorist attack, or some other external variable. A Trump presidency, however, is an excuse in and of itself. Word is the Fed is leaning towards increasing interest rates aggressively in 2017 and may engage in anti-inflationary measures to offset Trump's infrastructure stimulus plans. That means that the flow of money and credit is about to be tightened. It also means the Fed is setting itself up for a showdown. If Trump plays by the rules, he'll have to wait till 2018 to replace Janet Yellen. A lot can happen within that time frame. Trump's personality is a wild card. He's impulsive, he fights dirty, fights to win. If Trump goes to war with the Federal Reserve, this could get out of hand in ways that most can't even imagine, especially when geopolitics are factored in. As a result, the US dollar's position as a world reserve currency is going to be in play. Add to that backdrop a little social unrest on the domestic front. If recent history serves as any indicator, we can count on seeing some kind of racially charged flashpoint involving the police during the Trump administration, probably before 2017 is over. It's also fairly safe to say that some of these protests will turn violent and destructive. The trend has been towards escalation. Having Trump in charge will take this to a new level. Trump ran on a platform of law and order and support for the police, which piggybacked on the perception that Obama was undermining law enforcement during his term. Just the belief that Trump has their back is going to influence police response. They're going to be more confident, more aggressive, and if Trump offers even so much as a word of encouragement, they will go into full crackdown mode, which would of course throw gasoline on a fire. These tensions have the potential of spinning out of control, especially in the context of an economic downturn. And again, Trump's personality is a wild card. Trump is also about to inherit, thanks to Obama and Bush, the most extensive and technologically advanced surveillance apparatus the world has ever seen. The power to order extrajudicial assassinations anywhere in the world, and a military which has been authorized by the NDAA to detain anyone, anywhere, including US citizens, indefinitely without trial. To top it off, Trump is filling his administration with former generals, some with combat and counterinsurgency experience. He has everything he needs to implement a full-fledged military dictatorship, and the left has no one to blame but themselves. Trump did not, however, start off on a good foot with the alphabet soup agencies. He has an enemy contingent in the deep state which wants to take him down and has the means to do it. Replacing upper management won't be enough to neutralize this threat. These agencies have black budgets and off-the-book programs that defy accountability, and lots of experience toppling upstart regimes. Failure to rein them in could be fatal. The most important trap, however, will be on the geopolitical front. Years of backing Sunni jihadists in Syria failed to unseat Assad, and Trump has vowed to reverse U.S. policy. Israel was openly supporting the Sunni axis. They wanted a full frontal regime change in both Syria and Iran for many years, but the Obama administration tied their hands. Then Russia stepped in, tipped the balance, and the Shiite crescent not only survived, but grew stronger. The Israeli-Sunni axis needs another path to war, so they're changing tack. On January 13th, 2017, just 7 days from the inauguration, Israel bombed a Syrian government airport. This provides a glimpse of the years to come. Israel's strategy is simple: provoke Syria and/or Iran until one of them retaliates, which would of course provide cover to take territory. Turkey is likely to make another move in Iraq and/or Syria as well, while the Saudis continue bombing Yemen to rubble. Israel feels confident that Trump will defend them at all cost. Indeed, he's given this impression. But will he take the bait? Here, Russia is a wild card. What happens if Russia moves quickly to provide Syria and Iran with the means of defending themselves? What happens when Putin and Netanyahu are competing for Trump's ear? With all the other variables in play, will Trump even have the means to influence the outcome in this region? Expect alliances in the Middle East to shift rapidly during the Trump years, with unexpected consequences. In particular, watch for a play on oil that undermines the petrodollar. Making America great again was never on the menu. Trump wasn't supposed to win. He was supposed to be the decoy. This was reality television does politics. Literally. The Democrats thought he was so bad he would take attention off of Hillary's baggage. So the Clinton campaign pulled strings with their friends in the media to help him in the primaries. We know this thanks to the John Podesta email leaks. The DNC and their corporate media lackeys then worked to marginalize the Bernie Sanders campaign and used a secret agreement backed by leverage to prevent him from attacking Clinton. This was confirmed by the DNC email leaks. Oops. You can't unthrow a Molotov cocktail. So get your popcorn and buckle up, or leave the United States if you were planning to. The show is about to begin. This video is created.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. What you just seen right there is a recap to what's leading up, which is war, chaos, destruction. All right, and Trump's going to lead it. The title of this video is going to be Trump's Unpredictability Will Bring America to Its Grave. All right. And this is beautiful because it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. Why? Because the God of Israel is a man of war. All right. Let me get a scripture. There's the book of Exodus chapter 15 verse 3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. All right. And when you get into the word war, according to the blue letter, it's Melkama, which means battle, war, fighting. Okay, to fight, fighting. And that's what you're seeing throughout the four corners here. That's what you're seeing in America. That's what you're seeing in the Middle East. All right. You're seeing over there in Ukraine. You're seeing tensions rising in China. All right. Because we're in a time of war, and this is the Lord doing that to fulfill prophecy and to break down all you nations. All right, so let's get into first news article, which is from the Russian news agency TASS. It says, analyst believes China's missiles near Russian borders targeted against the United States. All right, this came out January 24th. It goes on and says, China has deployed intercontinental ballistic missiles near Russia with the aim to be able to reach targets in the United States, Canada, and Europe. The president of Academy of Geopolitical Problems, Doctor of Military Science, Konstantin Sivkov, has said. Right. And this makes a lot of sense because Russia and China militarily are allies. They have what's known as the SCO, which is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. All right, go look it up, Wikipedia. So they already do military drills with each other. They already allowed their missiles to be around each other's nations, their countries, because they have trust in each other, all right? And they're allies with each other. But it goes to show you that with Trump's rhetoric, with Trump's his mouth against China, China's already showing their power, their force. All right, that's why Trump, man, he's really unpredictable, and he's unstable, and he's really a con artist, because you're having these tensions with Russia, as the video was showing. You have these tensions with China from this article, right? What else you have here? You also have NATO from the UPI. NATO deploys troops from Germany, Belgium to Lithuania. So, and this came out January 25th. The first troops dispatched by NATO from Germany and Belgium to beef up its forces against Russia has arrived in Lithuania. It says on Tuesday, about a dozen German officers arrived in the capital city of Vilnius as part of a planned deployment of 1,200-strong battalion from NATO members, including from Norway, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Croatia, and France. The battalion will be stationed in Rukla. Quote, my soldiers and I are really happy to be in Lithuania and to start enhanced forward presence together with Lithuanian friends and partners. End quote. The commander of the battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Christoph Huber, told journalists at the airport. So there you have it. All right. You have NATO being built up. You have China now moving their weapons, closer to the Russian border so they can have a better target at Canada, Europe, America, right? And then you have this clown Trump, who is really, all right, just being a con artist, because if he was really with Russia, if he really was allies with Russia, why isn't he bringing back the NATO troops? Why is he not stopping these sanctions? He's doing all these other executive orders, all right? As you can see, all you got to do is look at CNN, Fox, but the agenda by the elite, is still to put pressure on Russia, China, Iran, Syria, So, and that's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Why is that? Because World War III has to happen. And we're going to go back once again to this scripture. And because the prophecy must be fulfilled, because this is the Lord's movie, Exodus 15:3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. And that's right. He's a man of war. He's about fighting. He's about battle. All right, to bring you nations down so you can go fight in the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right. Another scripture, Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise. And that's the real key part, confused noise, right? One hand, you have Russia. Salaki, you have Putin. You have Putin, all right, talking about, now our relationships with Trump could be a little bit easier now, all right, with America. But you have Trump still allowing NATO to do what it's doing, still talking all this nonsense about China. And then you have Trump's new Secretary of Defense, Marine General James Mattis, and this is from the Washington Post. And by the way, I'm going to place all these articles on the description box. You can read it for yourself. Retired Marine General James Mattis, Donald Trump's pick to be the next U.S. Defense Secretary, placed Russia first among principal threats facing the United States, arguing for greater American support for European allies to counter what he says were Moscow's attempts to shatter the North Atlantic Security Alliance. All right? And let me go back to this article, back to the NATO deploys troops. All right? Because down here, it says, earlier this month, U.S. troops arrived in the small town of Drosko, Promiski, Poland. U.S. troops reached Poland after a 3-day journey through Germany. All right. So one hand you have Trump saying all this rhetoric, all this pretty much bullshit. All right. But you have the people that are around him, NATO, all right, still being the aggressor, still pushing that World War III, right? So once again, let's get back to the scriptures. Isaiah 9:5. For every battle the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. That's right, because China's getting them continental nukes ready, just like Russia. And if you look at all my other videos, I always get into how Russia is constantly creating more nukes, placing their nukes in various areas, all right, and they're pointed at America. Okay. Now, here's another thing, America. Your time is short. All right. I'm gonna get to Salakia. I'm gonna get to this scripture because this is your judgment, America, and the Lord has set it up. Okay, Yahweh through the Spirit, through Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, okay, has set it up where it's time for your punishment for all the wicked acts you have done on the earth, mainly to His people, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American. All right. This is Jeremiah 15:18. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land as I have punished the king of Assyria. All right. And that's the Lord gave an example because He did punish the king of Assyria, just like He's going to punish you, Babylon, and your land. All right. Because He's going to set it up. All right. He's going to make sure that all these nations launch ICBMs, okay, at your cities, okay, here in America. All right. That's why we here at Great Millstone, this is where faith comes in, because only through faith we're going to get out of here, because carnally, there's no escaping. All right. Because here's the reason why. Reuters, Trump may reinstate secret CIA black site prisons, U.S. officials. All right. So that's talking about us brothers in the truth, man. Eventually, we're going to have these secret agents, CIA operatives come after us for preaching His word. So we have to get ready, man. We can't escape this. There's nowhere we're going, all right? If you're an Israelite, if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you are public enemy number one. That's why it behooves you just to get into this truth, all right? Come back to the Lord, because this is our only salvation, all right? Because this is end time, man. Trump can't be trusted. He's unpredictable, all right? He's lying to his own people, all right? They have terms like alternative facts. They're using, okay, pages out of 1984, the 1984 book from, this is named George Orwell, all right? And it just goes to show you, like, this is a big setup. Like the video was just bringing out that, you know, this is a big setup for the final chapter, all right? So this is what you're seeing right here, man. It says Washington President Donald Trump may order a review that could lead to bringing back a CIA program for holding terrorism suspects in secret areas, black site prisons, where interrogation techniques often condemned as torture were used, 2 U.S. officials said on Wednesday. All right? And let me get to a quote from what Trump said. It says, right here, Salakia. Asked whether he wants waterboarding as president, Trump answered in an interview with ABC News, I will rely on the CIA director Mike Pompeo. I keep messing up his name, but I'll get it right. And Defense Secretary James Mattis and my group. He's still, you know, these two devils. And if they don't want to do it, that's fine. If they do want to do it, then I'll work toward that end. See? So Trump's all for this torturing, all right? And that's what's going to happen, man. All right? We're going to be tortured for the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? So this ain't a joke. All right? Trump is unpredictable. All right? The people around him are saying one thing and he's saying another. Okay? And that's why America's going down, because the Satan house is divided, truly divided. In fact, let me get that scripture. Salakia, that was the spirit. This is divided house. Is that a way to get? Here we go. Matthew. Yeah, actually, let me go to Mark. Man, Mark got it. All right. Mark 3:23. And he called unto them and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? Verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And that's what you're seeing here in America. The video that that you just watched is proving that America is divided. Time magazine even said that with Trump's presidency is the divided states of America. All right. So that's how you know bad times is coming here. Verse 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. That's right. America's not standing. Hence, let me get back to why once again, this is the punishment on you Americans, man, on America, Babylon, America. Jeremiah 15:18. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, okay, the God of you so-called black, Spanish, and Native American who make up the 12 tribes of Israel, okay. Behold, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land. Okay, that's talking about America. As I have punished the king of Assyria. Verse 24. Let me jump down to 24. I have laid a snare for thee. All right, that's talking about you Americans, man. You people living here in America. And thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. You weren't aware. You the pride in your hearts. Okay, you Americans thought by putting Trump in, okay, or believing to put Trump in, because this is all set up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, okay? He allowed Trump to get in and to deceive Yah, all right? And with Trump, his unpredictability is going to be your downfall, because this place is divided. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord, and you have, because you do everything contrary to what this Holy Bible says. So that's why the Lord is going to bring vengeance upon you, all right? And here's what. Let me get to, beautiful. Jeremiah 15:29. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. Camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work. And what's your work, America? Okay, all you got to do is turn on the news. All you got to do is look at all the laws you passed. Homosexuality, transgender, constantly killing of blacks and Hispanics in the streets. The perpetual debt you have increased on yourself and the rest of the world. Okay, all the wars, all right, of unrighteous decrees, all right, GMO in the food, poisoning the sky, right? So that's why. According to all that she have done, do unto her, for she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. That's right, and you're proud, all right? You so-called Americans, you are the most proudest people on the planet, and you shouldn't be, because Trump's going to lead you into your own grave, all right? Here, let me get to another article. All right. This is from Telegraph Signs. Doomsday clock expected to move closer to midnight as the threat of global annihilation grows. All right. The doomsday clock, which symbolizes the current threat of global annihilation, is expected to be moved close to midnight by scientists. The countdown was established in 1947 by a group of experts who were working on the Manhattan Project to design and build the first atomic bomb. All right, so you're having these doomsday, clock guys even pushing it because they know it's up. The game is rigged. Where's the key point at? In the statement, the scientist says, quote, tensions between the United States and Russia that remain at levels reminiscent of the Cold War, the danger posed by climate change and nuclear proliferation, concerns, including the recent North Korean nuclear tests, are the main factors influencing the decision about any adjustment that may be made to the doomsday clock. All right, so you got even worldly people knowing, that this game is up, man. This whole so-called world, what you call a civilization, its time is up, and that's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Because at the end of the day, all right, whether you believe it's the Illuminati, the Freemasons, which they're working the left-hand side, and that's the key point. They're working the left-hand side, all right? This is all through the spirit and power of the God of Israel to bring prophecy to fruition, to destroy you heathens, and to raise up his people, the nation of Israel, all right? Let's get to another article right here, just to show you how divided Trump has made these American peons. Secret Service scrutinized agent who questioned taking a bullet for Trump. The U.S. Secret Service made this discipline a senior official who suggested on Facebook that she did not want to take a bullet for the President Donald Trump, the agency and the newspaper said. So even having, uncertainty, double-minded on the Secret Service. Now, if you do any history, the Secret Service are equivalent to your Praetorian Guard, the Roman Empire, And these Secret Service, they might act up, all right, and go create sedition amongst Trump, Okay, like they did to Caligula. All right, the Praetorian Guards murdered Caligula. All right, and then placed another puppet in the oval in the emperor's seat. So this is how you see how divided. Okay, this whole America is. So let's get back to the scripture. Mark 3, chapter 3, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Verse 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And that's right. The house of America is divided. All right. Everybody's at each other's throat. Verse 26. And if Satan rise up against Satan and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. And that's right. And this is your end, America. All right. You're divided against yourself. All right. You have Trump being a con artist, his unpredictability. You have everybody saying one thing on Trump's team, and Trump saying another thing. All right, you got his own Secret Service look at him sideways. All right, which is pretty cool because I always want to see the Secret Service just really take a president out or take some people out. All right, because it goes right back to the Roman times. All right, and that's how America is like the Roman Empire all over again. Is like the Roman Empire. All right. Let me get to another scripture about Trump, all right, and his unpredictability. James 1:8, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, all right, and that's Trump, man. He's unstable in all his ways, so he's divided everybody, okay, and that's what's the agenda has been set. America will never be great again. America's never coming back. America's going into the grave, which you so-called white people and you 2/3 that don't want to come back to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right? Let me look up the word double-minded. It's called dipsychos, all right? Which means wavering, uncertain, doubting, divided in interest, all right? And that's what you see. Two-spirited, yep. And that's what you see, man. Trump got too many demons on him, man. And he don't even know. He say one thing and do another, man. He's unpredictable, and that's why America's going down, all right? And the elite know it. The super rich know it. That's why they're getting ready, and they know what's coming, man. And then last news article, just to nail it home, this is from a New Yorker, all right? Just to tell you the time we in. Doomsday prep for the super rich. Look at that. Doomsday prep for the super rich. So why are the super rich prepping? All right? Because, they know America's over. Some of the wealthiest people in America in Silicon Valley, New York, and beyond are getting ready for the crack up of civilization. That's right. Let me see if there's anything else I can put out that I can get. That can get really something juicy to Slovakia. Okay, here we go. How did the preoccupation with the apocalypse come to flourish in Silicon Valley, a place known to point off cliche for unstinting confidence in its ability to change the world for the better? Those impulses are not as contradictory as they seem. Technology wars, the ability to imagine wildly different futures. Ro Bahat, the head of Bloomberg Beta, a San Francisco-based venture capital firm, told me, when you do that, it's pretty common that you take things ad infinitum, and that leads you to utopia and dystopia, he said. It can inspire radical optimism, such as the chronic movement, which calls for freezing bodies at death in the hope that science will one day revive them, or bleak scenarios. Tim Chang, the venture capitalist who keep his bags packed, told me, my current state of mind is escalated between optimism and sheer terror. So there you have it. All right, you got a lot of these rich people that are just like, I cannot see America going any farther than where it's at. It's going down. And they're seeing it. They know America is finished. So I'll post this up. You got the New Zealand. Oh, yeah, this part right here. Salakia, I want to read you this. This is what I was looking for. It says, this is really key point to show you that, this is all the elite, the Illuminati, the Freemasons. They know what's coming, man. Those in the know. How many wealthy Americans are really making preparations for a catastrophe? It's hard to know exactly. A lot of people don't like to talk about it. Anonymity is priceless. One hedge fund manager told me, declining an interview, sometimes the topic emerges in unexpected ways. Reid Hoffman, the co-founder of LinkedIn and prominent investor, recalls telling a friend that he was thinking of visiting New Zealand. LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is where you go for jobs and all that. The co-founder is thinking about visiting New Zealand. Think about that. Oh, are you going to get apocalypse insurance? The friend asks. I'm like, huh? Hoffman told me New Zealand, he discovered, is a favored refugee in the event of a cataclysm, Hoffman said, saying, you're buying a house in New Zealand is kind of a wink wink. Say no more. Once you've done the Masonic handshake, they'll be like, oh, I have a broker who sells old ICBM silos and they're near nuclear hardened and the kind of look like they would be interesting to live in. So this is over, man. All right. This is why we here at Great Millstone, man. We look into things. We do our research. Okay, we get into current events. All right, and we throw it to you face in your face. We're gonna be blameless, man. Once again, you idiots that believe in Donald Trump, man. He's gonna lead you into the final war, man. Donald Trump's unpredictable. America, you're going into the grave because of unpredictability. And these Illuminati, the Freemasons, the Jesuits on the left-hand side know it. We here on the right-hand side, okay, the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, okay, starting with our apostles of Great Millstone all the way down. We know it's coming, all right? And you two-thirds and you heathens that think that this is going to go on forever, you are seriously mistaken. You are going to feel the pain. You're going to feel the hurt. All right? Like it says again, once you've done the Masonic handshake, what's that talking about? I notice they capitalize Masonic. So you know what? Okay. In conclusion to this whole matter, get ready. All right? Get ready for pain. Get ready for destruction. America is divided. Donald Trump's, is unpredictable. And you're going into the grave. And you can't do anything about it, America. All right? And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Love you, brothers. Keep pushing. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here, okay? This is not going to last any longer. And with that, you already know our slogan, 1, 2, 3, death to America, Shalom.